So for the Xbox One Elite controller, I think they did an amazing job with this device. I actually have my hands on it more than my other controllers. The paddle shifters make a huge difference for me. Uh, it was a little hard getting used to because I'm used to taking my thumb off the stick and then putting on these buttons here. Now I gotten so used to it that I I never want to use these buttons here again. I just don't want to use it that way. I love having my finger thumbs bleh, on the sticks, and yeah, the only time I have to move it is for like the D-pad. That is the only thing. Too bad I don't have a third thumb, but you know, so the paddle shifters make a huge difference. I love it. I have all these nice limited edition controllers and all this stuff here, and now I don't even want to touch them. It's kind of sad, but yeah, I really love this controller. It has a real sturdy feel to it. You could just tell they replaced a lot of it inside as well as out. It does have the look of a regular Xbox One controller, but they did change a bunch of stuff. The satellite dish D-pad, I was not expecting it to be as good as it is. It actually has these grooves in it, so you could switch. But yeah, once I put my thumb in it, it just kind of sinks in, and I know where I'm at. I find it a lot easier to go in between it. I know it's just a D-pad, but I feel like I find where I'm at a lot easier on this than a regular D-pad. It works really well. I was playing Killer Instinct on it, and yeah, I think I got a lot more precision out of this. I actually prefer this than the regular D-pad. I was not expecting that. But yeah, I actually prefer it. My thumb just goes right on it, and I know exactly where I'm at. I know I'm to the left a little bit. I know I'm to the right. You could just feel the grooves, and you know where you're at. Yeah, and these magnetic pieces here are actually really stuck on there. You're not gonna have any problems with it falling. Like if I shake the hell out of it right now, sounds like it kind of wants to fall off, but it doesn't. See, even with the paddle shifters here, have my, just to show that I'm not trying to trick y'all. It's like that. Sounds like it wants to come off. You could probably hear it like clicking, but it doesn't come off. You know, I have some trouble with like putting my finger under there, but the magnet is pretty strong, and the way you put it on, it kind of goes back into place. So I was like, oh no, I'm gonna flick it off by accident, but it shouldn't happen. I got to that point, but it just falls back. But yeah, I'm really impressed with this. The metal parts are a nice touch to it, and yeah, the only thing that I don't like about this is that the top and the bottom, this is like a rubber. It's something I had on my my mouse, my Razer mouse that I have, and after a while, it took maybe a year or two, and it started to peel. So I'm expecting there to be pictures eventually where this kind of just wears down. I'm not expecting this to last long. So for premium device, for elite players who are going to put hundreds, thousands of hours and put their hands on this, yeah, there's going to be some who are, it's going to look clean after that. But for a lot, I think this is all going to be a kind of a problem. I know they want it to be as premium feeling and awesome looking as possible, but I think they just should have went with regular plastic with this. So that's the only downside I see to it. It's a premium feeling device. I love the hair triggers. It's pretty cool. You know, I didn't feel like it changed my game too much with the hair triggers, but still worked pretty well. But the paddle shifters are the big thing about this that really feels a real game changer right there. And the sticks, I'm using the long sticks, and I find that I could get more precision out of this, like my movements and all that. And also the stick itself, I wanted to do like a slow-mo of this. The stick itself actually pops back faster. I wish I had like the equipment to do like a slow-mo type thing, but I could tell that this pops back so much faster than a regular stick. I don't know what they did, but it just pops back faster, and it feels like I could move around a lot quicker with the long stick as well. But yeah, so for $150 you could have this controller. This is meant for pro players in mind. That's why you have this carrying case, you have that long braided cable so you could connect it wired, because when you go to a pro event you don't want to have it wireless because there could be interference. Who knows what happens when you're playing for a championship or whatever. So they give that to you. They give you a case, you know, interchangeable parts. So that's who this is, what they're trying to go for. Of course, the average person who kind of wants to get into this as well. And on the SCUF controller, this is the one that this is going against, and what you need to compare it to. Those run like, they were running like $250 for pretty much something like this. Not quite like this, almost, but for something like this. But they've dropped their prices down because, yeah, they know this exists now. So I'm noticing that their prices have shifted. They're closer to this, but they still don't offer those features. The only thing they offer is that they have different color schemes and all that stuff. But on their paddle shifters, they're actually like in the middle right here. So you kind of have to click with like this. But with this, you're kind of at the side, and you're a little bit more comfortable using their paddle shifters here. I prefer these a lot more. And another thing is that with the Xbox accessories app, with the button mapping, Scruff, you're pretty much stuck with whatever button mapping situation that they have. So their paddles were set to ABXY only. Well, you're kind of stuck with that. With the Xbox app, you could change these paddle shifters to anything, pretty much. You could change it to like your D-pad selection, or maybe you want Y to be here and or maybe you want Y to be on maybe both these bottom paddle shifters. You know, maybe you just want it that way. Well, with this you can do that. So yeah, and the hair triggers definitely not available in the cheaper Scruff controller designs. But yeah, for $150, well, it's actually in the right price range, I believe. Yeah, there's nothing like this on the market. You know, I would have preferred it to be maybe double the cost. I could see this. Yeah, it seems like that should be the price for it, maybe double the cost, considering, you know, what's been reworked and how it feels. The case, that added all the interchangeable parts and stuff, and the paddle shifters. You know, yeah, I could get that, but you know, maybe 150 is a little bit too much. You could tell they're trying to compete with the Scruff. They didn't want to go too high, but then they didn't want to go too low. Maybe in time they'll drop it. I think a good idea for them to do, so then everyone could maybe get their hands on this one day and drop the price, maybe $50 or $30. What they could do is have this controller bare bones without anything on it, paddle shifters off, like so, and you just get the controller like this. And then you could buy all these, the sticks, your paddle shifters, all separately, and you could buy what you want. I think that would be a good idea for them to do, so then it can make the price cheaper for some. And of course, a lot of people probably don't want that case, or they already have a USB cable, you know. But that would be a good idea, and they could probably make more different accessories for this. If you're interested, if you're one of those gamers that are interested in this, I definitely recommend you pick it up. I'm really enjoying my time with it. It completely replaced all my other controllers. I don't want to use anything else. I think this is the definite best controller I've ever held in my hands. So yeah, I highly recommend you pick it up. Thank you all for checking out my review. This is probably a little bit long, and yeah, please like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you all for watching, and I will catch y'all next time. Bye-bye.
If you enjoyed that video, please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. You have 5 seconds to comply. 4, 3, 2, 1.